Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today for this vlog. Today our discussion continues with the latest updates in the Intune 2007 service release. Specifically today we're going to be talking about the various Apple platforms. Quite light on new features this month. The features specifically surround the macOS operating system. So the first one is updates to the remote lock of macOS devices. So historically, when you initiated the remote lock, the recovery pin was displayed for 7 days. Now displayed for 30. Also, we've added some nice functionality in there to prevent accidental overriding of recovery pins. So, for example, if an admin has a second browser open, they won't be able to initiate the command from a different tab or browser until the previous command has stopped being in a pending state, or indeed if the device hasn't checked back into the service. So that's just an update there on that one. Next up, which is quite a big one, is the ability to manage file vault encryption on devices that were encrypted by the device user and not actually the Intune service. Okay, so let's do a bit of a demo on this one as to kind of how this kind of works. So what would happen is the Mac OS device would be encrypted by file vault, and then the endpoint security policy would be assigned to the device. Okay, just quickly show you that. So it's within endpoint security, the disk encryption. Okay, and then when you create the policy, you've got the option to select macOS or Windows. So our macOS policy, okay, what would happen is you'd set some settings in here to require file vault, etc. And then what you would see initially, if the device has already been encrypted, is this would show an error state. Also, if you go to device monitor reports, devices monitor, and then in the encryption report, you'd be able to drill down further. Profile state would show an error, and the status details would show that the device has already been encrypted by the end user. So then what you can do is go into the web company portal, and then instruct your end users to store their recovery key. What Intune will then do, it will then, in order to check the validity of that recovery key, it will then attempt to roll over the key to issue a new one. And then this is kind of the notification you will see once that process has been successful. Okay, you'll then be able to get the new recovery key from the device, and you'll be able to see that the service has actually rolled over that key. And then ultimately, going back into the report, you would see that the profile state the summary and status would be succeeded. So quite a good one there. Also, an additional change as well, additional feature added, was that there's the ability to hide the personal recovery key from a device user during the actual encryption process itself, if the encryption process is initiated by the endpoint security policy delivered via Intune. One more piece to add as well, under role-based access control. Some permissions have been added for the assign profile and update profile for the automated device enrollment flow. Okay, so just some additional permissions you can scope within a custom role-based access control policy. Okay, that's it for this update. Thanks very much for joining me.